water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, Nickelodeon executives said, "What if we made the greatest cartoon of all time?" And boom, Avatar. The Last Airbender was born. Today, I'm breaking down the entire series, from Aang being an ice cube to Zuko's 10,000 redemption arcs, all in one epic, slightly sarcastic recap. Grab your cactus juice, it's the quenchiest. Part 1, Book 1, Water. When the series begins, the world has been at war for 100 years. The Fire Nation is bent on domination, except they don't even know there's an Avatar to stop them. Meanwhile, Team Avatar isn't exactly operating at full capacity either because their Avatar is a literal ice cube. Turns out 100 years prior, the Avatar Roku died saving his nation from a volcanic eruption. But not before spirit transferring into this little baby iceberg, which is then discovered by our heroes, Katara and Sokka. Katara, wholesome waterbender. Sokka, professional boomerang thrower, plus comic relief. They're joined by a grumpy, burnt cinnamon roll named Zuko, who's hunting Aang like it's his part-time job. Their goal is to bring the Avatar to the Fire Lord so Zuko can redeem himself. Oh, but also, there's a war going on. Highlights: Kyoshi Warriors, Jet, Discount Robin Hood, and the Cabbage Man's tragic life. They travel south to find Aang. They have some fun, they meet some cool people. They also face off against some scary people. Turns out there's a lot more to the Avatar than just bending. But by the end of the season, it's clear that Aang is ready to take on the Fire Nation. Together, the gang heads north to the capital of the Water Tribe. Also, Zuko leaves. He was only here for the ride. Season finale, Siege of the North. Aang fights the Fire Nation. He learns to control the tides. He heals a wounded baby, and he gains some respect among the adults. But he loses something else too. Princess Yue, Sokka's girlfriend, for about 3 episodes, she becomes the Moon Spirit, which sounds cool until you realize she was also the Avatar's fiancé. Also, I guess technically, her mother became the Moon Spirit too, but I think the best way to handle this is to pretend like she never existed. We'll do that from now on. Yue is dead. Long live Yue. Joke, Sokka really went from meat and sarcasm guy to widowed boyfriend of the literal moon. Rough. Part 2, Book 2, Earth. Since the Water Tribe can't produce enough food to feed everyone, Team Avatar decides it's time to head inland and find Earth King Bumi, or whoever. On the way, they run into a new ally, Toph, a 12-year-old earthbending prodigy who can see better without her eyes than you can with yours. She travels with the group for a while and she teaches them how to metal bend. But then her father gets arrested, so she returns home to save him. Meanwhile, on a different continent, a different team is trying to save the day. This team is led by a blue-haired girl named Azula, who is chaotic evil personified. Team Avatar vs Team Azula. Absolute chaos. Not even I can keep track of all the betrayals. Long story short, Team Avatar ends up in Ba Sing Se, the capital of the Earth Kingdom. The best way to describe this place is creepy. The king is a pushover. The citizens are brainwashed. And if you make trouble, Team Azula will find you. And they do. Iroh gets captured. Zuko comes back to save the day, but he also betrays Aang in the Crystal Catacombs. That's right. Redeem himself. Betray Aang. Redemption arc cancelled. The two fight, but then Aang gets zapped by a lightning bolt and lands face first into the Avatar coma. End of Season 2. Joke. Aang literally died for a hot second, but it's okay. Spiritual Wi-Fi rebooted him. Time for the third and final book, Fire, where Team Avatar sets out to find Iroh after he got captured at the end of the last season. On their journey, they're accompanied by Iroh's former flame, a rich widow named Aunt Wu, who can apparently tell anyone's fortune, except when it comes to herself. Along the way, they run into some familiar faces, including Zuko, who decides to join the team, probably because he doesn't want to go back to being a traitor. Also, Aang grows hair. Everyone freaks out. Fire Nation OP. They try to invade Ba Sing Se again, but Aang stops them with the power of friendship. Team Avatar heads to a Fire Nation city, so Aang can learn to control his Avatar state powers, but they all get captured. Uncle Iroh saves the day. Zuko and Azula have a heartwarming reunion. Zuko redeems himself for real this time. Aang and the gang escape. Team Avatar infiltrates the palace, rescues the world, and grows some lettuce. Cue the day of Black Sun, where Team Avatar leads an invasion of the Fire Nation. Things go wrong. Team Avatar barely escapes, and Zuko is captured by his sister. In revenge, Aang confronts Azula, but she's too much for him to handle. He runs away and freezes his face. Not literally, metaphorically. Everyone freaks out. Uncle Iroh shows up to help. Azula psycho breaks, and Team Avatar escapes once again. In the season finale, Sozin's Comet, Aang finds Zuko. They fly on Appa. Zuko takes a couple punches for the plot and then redeems himself for real this time. For real. Meanwhile, Team Avatar reaches the Fire Nation capital, sneaks into the palace and gets captured. Cue the final battle. Aang vs Fire Lord Ozai Honored anime duel. The fight is pretty evenly matched, but then Aang taps into the Avatar state and everything changes. His glow-up is actually terrifying. I'm talking Goku vs. Cell type stuff. But instead of ending Ozai's life, Aang chooses to take his bending away. It's the ultimate pacifist flex. Like Thanos snapped his fingers, but instead of half the universe, it was just Ozai and a few random guards. I guess I should mention that a few hours earlier, Zuko had redeemed himself for real this time, for real. Like for real. Okay, sure. He did that like 10 episodes ago, but this time it counts. And as soon as Ozai is stripped of his bending, he tries to kill Aang, but he's too slow. The Avatar is fast. Final scene. Aang and friends are chilling in the throne room. Iroh and Uncle Iroh are sipping tea. Zuko is enjoying a nice snack. And everyone is happy. Happy. Except for a couple people who are sad. But they'll be happy in the next movie. But then they won't be. But then they'll be. I mean, it's complicated. And that's Avatar, The Last Airbender, the Nickelodeon show that outperformed half of Hollywood's blockbusters. The show that gave us memes, it gave us tears, and it gave us Cabbage Man. I didn't forget about you. Rest in peace. Remember, life is like cactus juice. It'll drive you crazy, but it's the quenchiest. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe before the Fire Nation attacks.